Hello book nerds and welcome to another video. Today we are gonna talk about The Perfect Marriage from Geneva Rose. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm not completely sure. If I am butchering it, it is out of love, okay? There's no other reason to butcher it than out of love. And I just want to tell you, getting a physical copy of this book was a nightmare. Apparently, they don't sell it physically in Norway anymore. I could usually, if it's like an English book I want and they don't have it at the store, I can usually order it online, and it says that it will take about a week or two to get it because they have to ship it from like England or the States or wherever. It tells you that it's coming from overseas and you have to wait a little bit longer, but that's fine because I still get it, right? Not this one. This one was just like out of stock, and then I figured out that you could pre-order it. And I was like, pre-order it for what? It's been out for 4 years. What am I pre-ordering? Am I pre-ordering like something from 2020? Does it come with COVID? Like, turns out the only thing I could figure out was that either there is a new publisher here in Norway and then they can post it as a re-release so it goes under the book deal, or they pulled it and for some reason also got it under the book deal in Norway, because the book deal literally means they are not allowed to sell it at a discounted price for like a year. The book is getting very popular in Norway. It's getting very popular in Scandinavia. I think it's getting very popular all over now 4 years after because of TikTok. So having it pulled, taking it away from the internet, well, from Norway's shelves for a little while, and then putting out a re-release is actually pretty smart, like money-wise, because they do make more money off of it. It's like 10 euros more when it's a new release than what it is as a cheaper book. Even though a lot of the books like Daydream came out, that was like the same amount as this one, as the 2021. I don't really know how they made it. Maybe it's because maybe they got a Norwegian publisher to publish it and that's why they were able to get under the book deal. I don't really know, but as you see, I have it. It's not October, it is September. It is September the 2nd of September. September 2nd. We're in September, okay? So it's not out in Norway as of right now. I got my friend to order it off the German Amazon, so it got shipped home to her address, then she shipped it to me. Okay, so this book has been on a journey and a half, so it better be good. It better be worth the hassle. And I know some of you are just sitting there, eating your ice cream, which I also want, by the way. Share your ice cream, okay? Don't keep it to yourself. I'm going, why don't you just read it on your Kindle? Which I could. This is the kind of book I was like, I want to hold it in my hands while I read it. I want to be able to turn the page and kind of feel the suspense. I don't know if it's a neurodivergent thing or if it's a book thing or if it's just a me thing. Sometimes just holding the book just makes it feel a little bit more real than, swiping on a Kindle. So I really wanted the physical one, and, a very good friend of mine was like, got you, bestie, don't worry about it, just tell me what you want and I'll ship it to you. So she did. I did start reading it yesterday in bed. I read about 40 pages and then I realized that now it's already getting kind of interesting. We're already getting to the point of like the story of the book, and the book is about Sarah Morgan. She is a high profiled attorney, like work-wise, like her dreams have come true and she's just very successful, and she's a female working in like a man's world, but she still made it. She's like still one of the best people out there. She's married to Adam Morgan. He's a writer. From what I've gathered, he has given out books, but not as of lately. Or maybe his books just aren't that popular. And he ends up having a mistress, and then the mistress gets killed and he gets framed for it. It's literally on the cover. It's not a spoiler. His mistress is dead. His wife is his only hope. So basically, like, the best, of course, best attorney around is his wife. His wife has to figure out, did he do it? Did he not do it? If he didn't do it, who did it? If he did it, why did he do it? And you get to follow along, and it's a dual point of view, so you get to see her point of view, you get to see his point of view. You kind of get to understand not why he did it, because as of right now, I don't really feel like you get to know kind of why he did it, except, that he kind of resents his wife for being, what's the word I'm looking for? He resents his wife for doing better than him, basically, in her field of work, and he is seeking validation everywhere else, basically. I mean, isn't that why a lot of people get a mistress or like, you know, get a side piece? They're seeking some sort of validation that they don't feel like they can get at home, even though I think you mostly can. But yeah, it's so far, I really do like it. It's building up suspense. I am super excited to figure out who did it. Did he do it? Did she do it? Did the sheriff do it? Did Kelly's, which is the woman that gets killed, did her husband do it? You know, did some siblings do it? Did the neighbor do it? Did the dog do it? I don't think the dog did it though. To be fair, I haven't even read about a dog in the book, so I really don't think there's a dog that did it. But you never know. Might be a twist at the end where they're like, oh my god, it was a dog. Who knows? I have now read about 180 pages. It's dual point of views, so you get to see how she feels about it, you get to see how he feels about it, and you get to follow along on them trying to figure everything out. The chapters are very sweet and short, like there's not the longest chapters at all. So it's very easy to go, I'll just read one more chapter, and that chapter might be like 1.5 pages, and you're like, oh, I'll just read another chapter, and all of a sudden you read 100 pages, like me. But yeah, no, I still don't really know who did it. You're just building up a case, and because I'm so far into the book, I feel like I feel like now we should kind of get a court case pretty soon. Because if I feel like a big part of the book should be the court case, but maybe not. Maybe collecting the evidence and everything is way more important than the court case itself. If they figure it out, maybe you don't need a court case at all. I don't really know. There's still no dog, so I still don't think the dog did it. Like, that's the only thing I've collected of information. And I am usually the type of person that Googles who the bad guy is, so I know what to look out for when I watch a series. So this is kind of new for me, not really knowing what I'm going into. I've also been listening a little bit to the audiobook while I've been doing other stuff, and I really, really do like it. It's also like two people that read it, a female character for her and a male voice for him. So it's very easy to understand whose point of view you are following. Yeah, I still don't really, like, even if I figured it out, like even if I now knew who it was, I wouldn't tell you guys, of course, because it's supposed to be spoiler free. But so far I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy picking up on like the little hints between the characters, and I feel like there's something there I'm supposed to pick up on, but I'm not really sure if I'm correct or if I've read too many romances. That might also be it. Might also just be the romance, you know, the small town, enemies to lovers, dark romance person in me that comes out. And it has nothing to do with this book. Like, nothing at all. Time will tell. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to listening to my audiobook and cleaning the house if I have energy for it. I still have a cold. Please feel sorry for me, okay? Can I have female flu? Because, you know, you have man flu. Can I have woman flu, female flu? We can just feel sorry for ourselves. I'm gonna do that right now. Don't mind me. I'm just sitting here and, you know, editing. I'm editing my August wrap up and September TBR, and I'm halfway through this book, and I just realized that I keep on referring to it as a psychological thriller. I'm not sure if this is a thriller. A complete gripping psychological suspense. Is that something different? I don't know, but don't be mad at me if it's not a thriller, okay? I don't usually read these types of books. I usually read the fluffy, oh my god, he's in love with me, but he doesn't know it because he's so grumpy type of books, right? So this is out of my comfort zone, and so far I really do enjoy it. I will talk a little bit more about it when I'm done editing, which is probably right about now for you guys. Yeah, it's probably right about now. It is 9:30 a.m. I am still sick. I've just been at the doctor's, and I have 4 chapters left. I think I'm gonna be able to get it done before lunch. At least if I listen to the audiobook as well. I don't think there's that long left of the audiobook. Plus I speed up my audiobooks. Right now I'm listening to this one on 1.4, and the voices are really good. The only thing is that every time the male voice is doing a little high pitch to show that he's reading Sarah's lines. They keep sounding like a TikTok filter, and it kind of makes me giggle a little bit, but that's like the only thing. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this, and then we're gonna talk about what I think about it and what I'm gonna rate it. Okay, I literally just finished this one, and I am not going to spoil anything for you guys other than it wasn't the dog. Okay, can confirm the dog is still precious. There's no dog in the book, but like I imagine that the neighbors have a dog, or you know, the dog is still just nice. Okay, the dog didn't do it. But yeah, I finished it on audiobook just about, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. And even though I was able to guess who did it, there were some shocking turn of events afterwards. Like there were a few like loose threads that you kind of get to know the ending of, and those were very shocking. I didn't see that coming at all. And also there are some loose threads in the book that you do not get the answer for. I personally didn't really care about it. Like, I felt like the things you needed to know, you got to know. The rest was just kind of up in the air, and I was completely fine with it. So for being like my first like psychological thriller type of book, even though I'm still not sure if it is a psychological thriller, I really like this. I gave it a 3.5. And I just want to tell you guys, if I rate anything over like 3, that means that I enjoyed, like I did 3.5, that means that I enjoyed it. It just wasn't, you know, I won't think about this book. Like, I won't be like, oh, should I reread that book in like a year or so, you know? But it was fun. I enjoyed it. 3, I also enjoy, but maybe not as much. Anything under 3, I'm kind of like, I would have been okay not reading it, you know? But you finish it because you hope that it's going to become better. But yeah, I gave it a 3.5. It was very fun. The dual point of view I really liked because you got to see how she worked, you got to see how he functioned, you got to understand a little bit more about their communication. Like you got to meet his mother, which is a piece of work. And I don't know, I really did enjoy this, and the fact that I also read that the author wrote this on evenings, like late night and weekends, while having a full-time job and freelance gigs as a writer. So the fact that she wrote this like in her spare time kind of makes me like the book even more, because I could never do that with my spare time. I barely write thank you notes, you know. I could never. I could never write a book in my free time. So that kind of makes this book even better, I think. The fact that it is a passion project. So yeah, 3.5. I would recommend it if you're not into scary books, but you kind of want to have a little bit of the suspense. This is perfect. I'm not going to give it 4 stars because it didn't keep me on my toes. Like a psychological thriller, I feel like it should. You should be on your toes. You should always have a little bit of twists and turns and everything. And I didn't feel like the twists and turns in this one was that exciting. But it still kept on reading. I still finished this in like 3 days. 3.5. I hope you guys also enjoyed. If you already read it, please tell me what you rated it down in the comments. If you want to read it, please tell me what makes you want to read the book. Is it the fact that it's a psychological thriller? Is it, you know, because they're married and he gets a mistress and the mistress ends up being dead? What makes you want to pick up this book? Please tell me down in the comments and we can have a little chat about it. I will see you all in the next one.